when we found out that the thematic was the completorium, we wanted to take this as an atmosphere. So what is the spirit of this liturgical moment? What is the purpose? So the auto-reflection, the meditation, the silence was very important. That's why we picked this mass by Tomás Ruiz de Victoria, Spanish composer, Missa Quartitoni, which has a very intimate quality.
Renaissance and Baroque are our daily bread. So I know many ensembles maybe find Renaissance not so common, but for us it's something very normal because we do it every month, every day, every week, and there is always, of course, a bit of a fight between Renaissance and Baroque, but in the end we're all friends.
Yeah, and many of us have a lot of experience also with Baroque music, and we think it's much connected. It's not Renaissance and Baroque, but there is a connection and a feedback between the periods and the cultures.
It happens a lot in early music ensembles of this size that there is not one director that is governing, but it works quite well.
Yeah, the idea is that everyone has a voice, so it's not only sharing the voice itself, but their experience and their inputs and their love for early music.
Perhaps for me the most surprising is a collection of works that have a very special aesthetic style, contrapuntal style, which is completely between the late medieval traditions and the early Renaissance music. So it's a little bit one foot on every side, but in a very unique way that actually I don't know other sources and other music that match this. I know music that in the 16th century I can make the connection, and in the mid 15th also. But this moment, which actually I was very fascinated in moment of transformations. Also the music, for example, 100 years earlier, the music from the late 14th century, Ars Subterior, for example, is also very interesting because it's past, present, and future avant-garde mixed together. So I always found this very interesting. Moments of transitions are extremely rich and creative because it's a collection of many things. So I would say that Glow Hour, for me, that's the more interesting. These pieces that are only in this manuscript, so we don't know from any place else, and that have this very strange mix of aesthetics that clearly is from this moment, this little window between the late medieval and the Renaissance. It's the first time, and always seeing an original source in real is a very touching and very special moment, because at the end of the day it's containers that preserve incredible art forms through the centuries, and that has survived to wars, to fires, to many things, and luckily, thanks to them, we are here. And also because they are very representative. If we didn't have Glow Hour, there is some music that we just didn't know. And there is little chapters, little moments in this try of reconstructing the history of music that we wouldn't have any idea. So it's very special. Yeah.
w tekstach też pojawiają się jakby takie fragmenty, w których mówi ta osoba zmarła. No i wszyscy rozumiemy, że kiedyś my będziemy na tym miejscu. I no ja osobiście też jakby na próbach mówiłam, że wiecie dziewczyny, ja bym chciała by to usłyszeć i być w takiej sytuacji. I tutaj przypomina się mi mój dziadek. Ja byłam jeszcze małym dzieckiem i absolutnie nie myślałam o swojej przeszłości i o swoim zawodzie jako badaczki muzyki tradycyjnej. Ale nie wiem dlaczego, pewnie nieprzypadkowo, pamiętam jego słowa już pod koniec jego życia, że on powiedział, że wiecie co, jak umrę, to nie trzeba żadnych orkiestr tych duchowych, nie trzeba się smucić, nie trzeba płakać, ale lepiej zaśpiewajcie mi piękną, dobrą pieśń. Już pamiętając to, miałam też taką intencję, że to jakby nie użalamy się i nie płaczemy nad tym grobem i nad tą osobą, tylko żegnamy się z nadzieją na spotkanie.
Tą pieśnią próbujemy tę osobę też odprowadzić. Może nie skupiając się na tym smutku, tylko w taki pogodny sposób tej duszy w jakiś sposób pieśnią pomóc.
W tradycji te głosy często się krzyżują. Nie ma tak rozpisanych partii, że ktoś wyżej i tylko wyżej, a ktoś tylko tam, powiedzmy, śpiewa najniższym głosem. Oni tam swobodnie się przeplatają, się krzyżują, przejmują się nawzajem. No tak jest w żywej tradycji.
I to też stwarza taką sytuację, że cały czas jesteśmy wsłuchane w siebie.
W dialogu tak.
W takiej rozmowie dźwiękowej i staramy się siebie tym wspierać. Nasłuchujemy, czy każdemu w danym momencie jest wygodnie. Czasem trzeba coś podjąć, podeprzeć.
Tak, daje to też takie poczucie bezpieczeństwa, że jeżeli na przykład coś się dzieje, no bo to jest jakby tu na żywo i wszyscy jesteśmy ludźmi, gdzieś tam głos się załamie, kaszel wchodzi i tak dalej, no to ja nie stresuję się tą sytuacją, bo wiem, że ktoś mnie uzupełni, jakby wejdzie w moją strefę, tak, aż do momentu, kiedy ja będę gotowa jakby wrócić, nie?
Melancholy and mirth are two extremes of the emotional palette. And melancholy and the importance of melancholy, cures for melancholy, using melancholy to cure, using melancholy of music or the arts to purge moments of difficulty. And if we look at the songs of John Dowland, we have a perfect index into all different types of melancholy because he was a difficult soul and his life was in a way tortured and it was not easy for him. And this we can sense very clearly in many of his solo pieces and many of his songs. But at the same time, he's one who's ridiculously humorous and clever, and this is also part of the same person, and this is part of what we'll see in the program. If you're a sensitive musician, you will always be discovering new things, not only in the world of the lute, but in the world of music in general. And more, the idea of early music is very connected with the idea of music in general, because you choose a voice that suits you, whether it's the modern guitar or the piano or the trombone or the clarinet, or it depends on the person what attracts you. And then you don't play an instrument in order to be historically correct. You play it because it speaks to you. And then you get involved with different aspects of ways of making the instrument better serve the music and discovering what the music is about and how your general ideas of musicianship can be transformed and brought to life through the instrument.
namely the plain song is always in the bass line from the first to the last note without interruption and always in the same semi-brevis notes. So, and upon this basic line, the counterpoint from the 3 other voices or 4 other voices is made. That's a very special style. It has something phonetic because always repeating the same notes, the same values, following the melody of the plain song, of course, while the other voices are doing other things. But this steady, always repeating the semi-brevis notes, that's rather strange, and only in the north of Italy you find it. So we do 3 pieces in that style.